Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Talk with Pascal Atuma. Today's topic is a little bit on the sensitive side, but someone we have to discuss it. So I'm going to say my opinion, and then you guys are going to comment, talk about it on the comment section. Today's topic is voluntary slavery. Voluntary slavery. Voluntary slavery by Africans. Modern day slavery. What do I mean by that? We have our history, a past history where we had the slave masters coming to Africa and then take people, pay to some chiefs or whoever were doing the deals, the bad eggs, and they sold our brothers and sisters into slavery. We studied that in history, and then slavery ended. But what we are seeing now is almost worse exodus than we experienced or we read about or we studied during the history of slavery. Now, professionals are voluntarily putting to themselves into slavery. Families from different parts of Africa, children, young men, young women, pastors, doctors, engineers, pilots, teachers, professionals from all angles and all aspects of life in Africa that should be in Africa, that wants to be in Africa, but they are now forced to go to voluntary slavery. They are now forced to become voluntary slaves. When someone hear me say voluntary slaves or voluntary slavery, they say, what is he talking about? People are not telling the Africans from Nigeria, Ghana, and the rest of the world the truth about living overseas. Some people are not saying the truth about living overseas. All that glitters is not gold. Many are not telling the truth. There's a lot of problems that you face trying to live overseas or trying to put your, why I call it slavery. One major issue, racism. The amount of racism you face here, some people may have not even heard of anything called racism in their life or experience it, but once you board that plane, get ready to face it because it's out there, you're gonna face it. Let me use Canada for example. It doesn't matter how educated you are in Africa, which university you attended in Africa. Once you get to this country, your degree is almost nothing. Some of the degrees, they will have you send it through some agencies that have to verify it. Or they will say, oh, it's not a Canadian degree or whatever. Or even in the US, you have to verify. But the only people that escape this route are the people in the health sector. Because with the health sector, most of them just have to take their licensing or board exams and they get into the system. But outside the health sector, every other sector, you have to go through a lot. To prove that your degree is it, or then they'll make you start almost all over. Then come to a workforce. A lot of medical doctors, engineers that migrated voluntarily, left better lives they were living in Africa to come and become cleaners here, come and do micro jobs. Some do, I'm not gonna call the names because I'm not belittling any job. Anything you wanna do to put food on your table, that's fine. I'm not belittling any job. Some professionals like surgeons come here out of frustration the first 6 months, first 1 year before they find their way. They do jobs that I don't even want to mention. And yet, we need to find out why. Why? The problem lies in leadership. Poor leadership all over Africa. Only very few African countries have it going on or their leaders got it right. The rest, leadership has killed Africa because no one can say that Africa is not blessed. Africa is one of the most blessed continents on earth. But what is our problem? Leadership, number one. Number two, I'm beginning to believe, this is my opinion, that the Western countries, they want Africa to stay the way it is. They don't want Africa to grow. They don't want Africans to see the light so that they can keep getting at what they're getting from Africa. Most of them go out to Africa saying they're doing charity operations, but it's not charity operations. It's just setting up to get whatever they want to get, either it's oil, gold, diamond, whatever they want to get from Africa. And they are the ones supporting these evil leaders to stay in power. In some African countries, is the Western world help to bring in leaders in position that can help them achieve their own goals. Not for the benefit of Africans, but for their own benefit. So it's time for us to wake up and stop the voluntary slavery going on, which I call voluntary slaves. We need to stop it because we have professionals, African intellectuals, who should stay back in Africa and be helped and given the opportunity to thrive in Africa, being forced to go overseas. And then the younger ones, almost every young kid out there, let me take Nigeria for instance now. Almost every young kid in Nigeria within the age of 16 and 30 or 35, 40, even people at 50, they want to leave. They want to leave because the place is things are so difficult. If you look, you go today, you buy a bag of rice for 1 naira. Within the next 1 month, that same bag of rice is 10 naira. You buy sugar for 10 kobo, within this now 1 naira. These are not the prices out there. The prices I don't even want to mention in our treasures. I'm just using as an example to show the effects of bad leadership and why this voluntary slavery is happening. I don't even think there's any family there in Nigeria except the ones involved in the political damages going on, the political lootings, that don't want to leave Africa. Now even the leaders themselves, they are ruling people, not their own families. Their families are all outside. So there's a lot of disadvantages of bad leadership, and that is what is causing this voluntary slavery. And we need to talk about, people are suffering. So don't let anybody deceive you, tell you, oh, once you come out here, it's all rosy. No, it's not. Pascal Atuma is telling you it's not. It's not. If you have a good life there in Africa, if you have a good life in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Cameroon, in South Sudan, in South Africa, in Egypt, in Kenya, if you have a good life, please maintain it. Don't listen to the stories that people are saying overseas, because a lot of people come here and they face the culture shock. So what they heard or what people told them is not the same. Let me hear your experiences for those of you who are overseas, that can help our brothers and sisters at home understand that running away from Africa is not the solution. All you're doing is making yourself a voluntary slave. This is Let's Talk with Pascal Atuma. Let me hear your thoughts, and please go on the comment section and share your experiences or experience of your friends that you heard, your relatives, so that people can understand. We don't need to keep running away from Africa. We don't need to keep making ourselves voluntary slaves. We need to stand up and rebuild Africa. Thank you.